Hiya guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining me for this video. As you can see from the title, we'll be reviewing all things new to Revolution. Obviously not new to Revolution, well it is new to Revolution, but I got hold of my gorgeous friend Tammy's palette. If you don't know, why don't you know, Tammi, Makeup by Tammi on Instagram, has come out with another launch, third launch with Makeup Revolution. I'm so happy for you, girl. I'm so proud of you. You slayed this palette, by the way, let me just tell you. But yeah, so if you want to see the looks I create with this, I actually created this look also, which is a very like smoky, foxy kind of bronzy vibe. Then please keep on watching. I was going to grab the face palette and the lip kits, however for some reason when I was scrolling through the website at like 2 in the morning, palette was in stock, but it said that the lip kit and the two face palettes weren't in stock. So I was gutted because it said sold out, and I was like, well hold on, it's literally just launched. But then I thought it's definitely sold out. But then when I grabbed everything that I needed to grab, I then went back on just to check and it said it was available. I was just like, that's a bit weird. So I will, if you want me to grab the face palettes, I will do that for you. But and then I thought I had the lip kit itself. I do have the Glory lip liner and the one of the, I think it's in Muse, the lip gloss things, but I can't find it. It's my life, like I'm telling you, when I need something, I cannot be the only one that when they need something, it just wants to disappear. It just wants to walk itself away or hide. But yeah, I do luckily have the palette though. I'm going to put all the details in the description. It comes with 28 shades. It is called the Tropical Twilight Tammi X Revolution palette. This palette is divine. This is the packaging of the palette. I love how you get this little vibe here. I think the small detail really counts. I love how it looks. And then obviously as we open, this is the actual packaging of the eyeshadow palette. So I can't remember how much this retails for. I think it was £20. Am I correct in saying £20? Which I think is absolutely brilliant for the shades that you get. Now I was really impressed so far. So this is the palette right here. Oh my god, how stunning. Please, how stunning is this, please? A lot of colour, I see a lot of neutrals, I see a lot of shimmer, I see glitters, I see a whole load of goodness. So I am going to show you a look in a moment that is a little bit more colourful than this. I wanted to give you something a little bit more sultry, like glam, soft glam kind of look, and then I wanted to give you a really colourful out there look, and I wanted to see if I could get that, because don't get me wrong, I loved her previous palette, however I couldn't really get a very everyday look. It was very much colour, which I love, but I love how this new one wasn't so much colour focused but more a little bit of everything. So yeah, the one thing I thought though in general, which at first I assumed just because I'm used to having them in palettes, is a white and black, however I generally feel that this doesn't need it. I thought that with today's look I just wanted to pop on a little bit of white in the inner corner, but then I realised I actually didn't. This palette doesn't really need black or white, but I generally thought at the start, oh maybe I could have fit in a black or a white, but do they need them? No. If you have the previous palette, which I have right now, if you have the previous palette that she came up with, mine broke, you can see that it does have a black in there, which is always handy. So yeah, if you wanted to just deepen up everything, then obviously of course you could do that, or go with like a liner or anything like that, which I did, which I'll be showing you in a moment. I've also created these looks on Instagram, so head over there if you want to see. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the first look and then I will chat to you. Okay, so this tutorial is on my Instagram. I'm going to take these like burnt orangey shades. I'm going to go from the lightest orange to then deepen it up, just so we can sort of add this gradient of depth. These were so easy to blend, and then I add this sort of like brownish red and then the deeper brown. I am going to deepen up with some liners. I then went in with the two shimmers. Now they packed on lovely. They didn't have too much of a shimmery effect, but very metallic and what I actually wanted, so I was really glad. I then deepened it using an inglot liner, just because that depth, I wanted a little bit more to be, I wanted the look to be a little bit more deeper, and I got that. But either way, I love how the shadows performed. I loved how they blended. They gave me a really like fiery eye, and I am absolutely obsessed. So this is the first look. I created something very like warm orange. I am of course still going to be using this palette on my Instagram. I'm going to go in with something a little bit more purpley next time, I think, just because I feel as if that is where I want to go. I've used this side of the palette, I have used this side of a palette, and I've used the top part, but I haven't used down here, which is what is screaming to me. I was going to create more of a look on here today, but I just didn't have the time to. But yeah, what can I say about it? I love the mattes. I think the mattes are great. They're not heavily pigmented, but that's okay. They don't need to be. They do actually build, which is lovely. They blend like a dream. I didn't have any problems. I do wish, like I said to you, even though I'm glad there's no black, I do sort of wish there was a deeper brown shade. However, that's fine. Like, you could probably go in with these two really dark shades as well. But yeah, am I got any complaints? No, I just wish there was a little bit more depth, just because that's what I prefer. It may not be what you prefer, and may not be what Tammi had in mind, but that is always gorgeous. I loved these two shades, which are Sundown and Horizon. I generally thought these were going to come out the same because they look ever so slightly similar, but they're not. They're gorgeous shades. The mattes blended lovely. The browns in this were really, really powerful as well. They didn't be patchy or anything like that. The shade Dusk is this gorgeous yellow. I didn't mention that I used it in the video, but I did, just ever so slightly, and it is a gorgeous yellow. I don't know why I forgot to mention that. I think it was because I literally just used it to blend out the top bit, but it is stunning. Anywho, the shimmers I'm not mad about, but I like still. The shimmers that I used were Glow, Sunrays and Sunset. They have more of that jelly creamish vibe rather than like a less pressed shimmer, like a Morphe shimmer or an Anastasia Beverly Hills shimmer. They have a certain vibe to it, but I like that. They come off more of a sheen, like a metallic sheen rather than like a glittery shimmer, which I'm all for actually. I think that's nice. I think it's not too overbearing. I think that layers on the lid beautifully and then doesn't crimble and crack and all of that. But yeah, I use these three shimmers right here. My favourite one probably has to be Sunset. Sunrays is lovely, but it actually doesn't show up too much on me, but that's fine. I actually mixed the two shades together, but yeah, the shade Sunset is absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm now going to move on to today's look, which I'll show you now. So next we're using these three shades. Went in with the first lighter shade, which I actually thought wasn't going to show up, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And then I followed with the shade Sand, which, oh my god, is absolutely stunning. And I'm just packing these on, blending them like recklessly, and then went in with Tanned just to apply that to the outer corner and brought that in. I then went in with the original shade in the inner corner just to line it up. I added some liner. This will be on my Instagram, and I added some lashes, and I'm done. So that was today's look, what I have on right here. I did want to go for more of like a sultry, more soft glam vibe, and I definitely got that. I'm definitely getting slightly mustardy brown excuse me, brown vibes from it. The shade that I am literally living for, which I could see myself wearing every day, is the shade Sand. This shade I haven't seen often, and I think it's beautiful. They do have slight kickback, but it's gorgeous anywho. It's not worrying. There's no fallout on the eyes or anything like that. There's no patchiness. I do feel as if though, when I first went in with the shade Dawn. Now that is sort of like, it does show up on me, which is lovely. A lot of like skin tone shades don't tend to show up on me, so that is a great, like, if you want to set your base. I don't tend to set my base, but I wanted to add a little bit of like definition to the brow area. Now I did find it slightly went patchy, however I think that was because of the base that I used. I did use the Anastasia eye primer, and I do find with the eye primer I tend to find a little bit of patchiness. However, I don't think that was the shadow's fault. I think it was the base's fault. Anywho, yeah, these three shades right here is what I created to create this. It's gorgeous. They are stunning. This tanned shade is absolutely marvelous. It's a great little shade, to be honest. A tone that I don't really get too often in my palette, so yeah, love it. I do want to try out a few more of the shades. I want to try out the shade Firefly, which is this gorgeous like shimmery. On there it looks like brown, but it's actually a green reflect. That's so cool. I don't know if you can you see that? That is so cool. Oh my god, Tammi, wow. On the camera it looks like a bronze, but it's actually green, like a green bronzy reflect. Like, that's so sick. I didn't know how I realised I did that. I really want to also try these like oceany shades as well, but overall I'm really impressed with the palette. I love that there are so many shades because there are so many looks I can create out of this. Do I have any issues? No. Would I recommend it? Yes. Not just because Tammy's my friend or because I'm a huge fan of Revolution, just this is a really nice palette, and I love the colour story. I'm definitely seeing this, going to pick this up a lot more. I do still use the original Tammi Tropical Carnival palette, however, just because there was not many neutrals or near enough zero neutrals, I couldn't really create an everyday look, so I could only really pick this up when I had colour, but that's me practically every day. But this one I feel as if I can literally grab when I want to create a sultry look, when I want to create a pop of colour. There is just so much you can do with this. You can create your classic sunset vibes, which I don't really see in a lot of like Revolution palettes these days, so this one is for you. If you love all that stuff, like greens, a pop of blue, a sunset eye, bit of purple, then this is definitely for you. This is probably, when I'm looking at the colour story, it's probably my favourite Revolution palette, not just because of Tammi, just because of the colour story. I think this is very well thought out and I love it. So yeah, congrats to Tammi, like I said. I really want to try out the face palettes. I'm going to grab them when I can, even though they might be slightly too dark for me, but anywho, that is what I live for. I think there needs to be more diversity and there needs to be more in the deeper shade range because it's 2020. Come on, people. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. Are you going to grab the palette? Are you not? What are you going to grab? Are you going to grab the lips? Look bomb. Like, I always see Tammi's lips and her lips just look incredible. So yeah, they are goals. But yeah, thank you. Like I said, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please follow my Instagram, which is @handsetloose, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye.